time and money when it comes to lowering your blood pressure. So today, we're going to be doing a deep dive and understanding how you can use kiwis to get to the root cause of your blood pressure issues. And today, you're going to learn how much kiwis you should be consuming each day to help you through this process, how long this is going to take you, but most importantly, is this information actually true? And what I have right here is a study from the Blood Pressure Journal from the University of Oslo, where they were focusing on applying kiwis as a food to get to the root cause or get a better understanding of high blood pressure. And in this study, they took 118 individuals. This study, they took 118 individuals and they gave them simple instructions. Their instructions were to consume 3 servings of kiwis per day and not change anything else about their lifestyle. 3 servings of kiwis per day. That's all. And the results that they were able to gain from this study was amazing because they used kiwis and got a better understanding of how they directly impact your blood pressure. So today, we're going to understand how applying three servings of kiwis per day is going to get you to the root cause of the problem. And we're going to begin with understanding how kiwis interact with our body. And we're going to also go deeper into the science behind it, but we're going to understand how kiwis interact with our body. So number one, the first thing you should understand is this. Kiwis they have a direct impact on what's called your renin, angiotensin, aldosterone system. And this system deserves a whole nother video for it by itself, but this system is very important when it comes down to regulating your blood pressure. And one thing about this renin, angiotensin, aldosterone system is that kiwis inhibits the angiotensin converting enzyme, the ACE enzyme. And you know what else inhibits the ACE enzyme? Medications such as lisinopril, captopril, and all those other pril type medications. They all are ACE inhibitors and they work to inhibit this ACE enzymes. And kiwis does this naturally. Kiwis naturally inhibit this ACE enzyme. Now, this doesn't mean that kiwis are a substitute for your medication because this study didn't necessarily prove that. And we're going to go deeper into the study to understand it. But this study does show that consuming 3 servings of kiwis per day can help you lower your systolic and your diastolic blood pressure numbers. And we're going to talk about what they were able to find, also as well as understanding the individuals that they used through this study. So they chose 118 individuals, all between the ages of 35 and 69. And all of these individuals had a blood pressure that ranged from, they had a blood pressure that ranged from 130 to 159 over 85 to 99. So all of them had some type of moderately elevated blood pressure. So they had these individuals, and for 8 weeks, they told them, hey, don't change nothing else that you're doing, and all we want you to do is focus on consuming 3 servings of kiwis per day. 3 kiwis, as simple as that. Didn't matter what time they ate them, as long as they got them all in their body within a 24-hour time span. And the results that they were able to gain were quite amazing because all these individuals, all 118 of them, were able to lower their blood pressure. Now, through this process, they did a great job of weeding out certain individuals and evaluating what they were actually doing. And how they did this, they were actually utilizing their blood work to see if they were doing different things, if they were exercising more, or if they were eating other foods that could be contributing to different areas or different improvement. So through the different data that they were able to gather, they were able to see exactly how individuals were, exactly what these individuals were doing and how it directly impacted their blood pressure. And these individuals, again, through this whole process, they were able to see some great results. Now we're going to talk about how these kiwis directly impact blood pressure. That way you can understand how this study actually came together. Now, kiwi as a fruit, it contains a lot of essential minerals, particularly potassium and antioxidants. Those are the 2 things that were identified in this study that directly correlated with the reduction in blood pressure. These individuals, they looked at their mineral statuses and they looked at their mineral status and their blood work throughout this process, and 2 things that popped out, that stood out the most. their antioxidant levels as well as their potassium levels. Now, understanding the relationship between potassium and antioxidants with blood pressure is going to help you better understand how you can get control of this problem. So when it comes down to potassium and sodium, they have a direct relationship when it comes to regulating blood pressure. They kind of work in opposition. Sodium pulling this way, potassium pulling that way, and they need to be balanced in order to properly regulate blood pressure. But one thing about it is, individuals that are dealing with high blood pressure issues, a lot of them have a potassium deficiency. So they're deficient in potassium, and this causes the sodium to pretty much take control, and this leads to a number of effects throughout the body. One of the main effects is this: everywhere sodium goes, water follows. Water follows the body. Everywhere sodium goes, water follows. So if you got an excess amount of sodium in the bloodstream, water now follows the sodium into the bloodstream. This increases the blood volume, and now the heart has to pump harder in order to get better control of the blood pressure. And now you see an increase in blood pressure because the heart is pumping harder because of the excess amount of blood volume that's flowing through. So understanding when they started to apply these kiwis to the diet, now they saw the increase in the potassium levels. And now as the potassium started to rise, the potassium levels started to rise, this started to counter effect the negative impact of the excess sodium. And the way potassium works is this: potassium works as a natural diuretic, meaning that it excretes any excess sodium that the body may hold on to. And one thing about sodium is this: not only does sodium increase your blood volume, but it also stiffens your blood vessels. It causes them to become stiff, and the heart has to work harder to pump the blood through the system. But when you increase those potassium levels, those blood vessels become a lot softer, and they're a lot more flexible, a lot more elastic rather, and now the blood can flow through a lot smoothly. So in the study, these individuals, all of their potassium levels began to rise by simply consuming 3 servings of kiwis over this 8-week time span. So as their potassium levels began to rise, now the sodium levels began to drop, and they started to see a decrease in their blood pressure. Now, when it comes down to the next important area in the study, this would be the antioxidants. Now, the antioxidant levels, these begin to rise as well. And when you understand antioxidants, you have to double back and understand the free radical aspect. Now, free radicals are a natural occurrence inside of the body. Your body produces free radicals no matter if you're the healthiest person on the planet. It's just a natural byproduct of your metabolism. But if you're dealing with blood pressure issues, this means that you have a lot more free radicals floating around your body. And one thing about free radicals is this: when you have an excessive amount of free radicals in your body, they start to create what's called oxidative stress. And this oxidative stress damages the innermost lining of your blood vessels. And when your blood vessels begin to get damaged, this impacts what's called your endothelium system. And your endothelium system is the protector or the guardian of your cardiovascular system. And if an individual is dealing with blood pressure issues, there's likely an endothelial dysfunction that's occurring that's contributing to the problem. Now, the where kiwis come into play at is this: when you consume these kiwis, this provides your body with an influx of antioxidants. You get an influx of soldiers because it's a war going on between antioxidants and your free radicals. So when you get this influx of antioxidants by consuming kiwis, you get more soldiers that come and neutralize those free radicals. And when they start to neutralize the free radicals, this reduces that oxidative stress. And when you reduce that oxidative stress, those endothelial cells can now rejuvenate themselves and start producing more nitric oxide. And nitric oxide is the molecule that your body uses to dilate or to widen your blood vessels to improve the blood flow. And in this study, they saw where these individuals, I'm not gonna go too deep into it, but I'm gonna just go back to where the page was because this is a pretty long study that was there. But they saw where these individuals, right down low here, where these individuals, their potassium levels rose and their antioxidant level rose substantially, and it contributed to their decrease in their blood pressure. So understanding that kiwis are very high in potassium and antioxidants. And a fun fact, when it comes down to antioxidants like vitamin C, kiwis have more antioxidants than actual oranges. Many people think of vitamin C and the first thing coming to your mind is oranges, but kiwis are actually loaded with vitamin C, a lot more than oranges. And when it comes down to those free radicals, it provides your body with the essentials that it needs when it comes down to regulating your blood pressure. Now, one of the best parts about this study was them doing deeper work to understand how these kiwis could particularly impact certain individuals that may have blood sugar issues. Now, one thing that I saw was that when it came down to the kiwis, they did not have an impact on the individual's fasting glucose levels. So if you're dealing with blood sugar issues and you're concerned that, oh, I don't want to eat any fruit that's going to potentially cause my blood sugar levels to rise, during this study, these individuals that ate these kiwis, they did not have any direct impact on their glucose levels. And this is largely because these kiwis are low on what's called the glycemic index. And this means that these kiwis, when you consume them, they don't cause your blood sugar to spike. They give you a gradual rise, but they don't cause them to spike, and they allow for your body to make the necessary adjustments. And it happens because these kiwis, they're packed with the fiber, the water, the vitamins, the minerals, the enzymes, all those essential things that your body needs to properly regulate your blood sugar levels without causing it to spike like those prepackaged foods or those fast foods and things like that. So it showed that individuals, they didn't have an adverse reaction to their blood sugar levels. And one of the next things was that these same individuals that took part in this study, the majority of them, I forgot exactly what the number was, the majority of them saw a decrease in their cholesterol levels. And that was pretty big because they wasn't even aiming or looking for cholesterol. The majority of them saw a decrease in their cholesterol, their total cholesterol. The LDL cholesterol came down and the HDL cholesterol actually went up. The good cholesterol went up. So simply adding 3 servings of kiwis to your diet per day can not only reduce your blood pressure, but also bring your cholesterol levels down and it won't have an impact on your blood sugar levels. So understanding these different types of studies like this and the tools that are available and the foods that you can consume to help you get to the root cause of the blood pressure issue is very important, because these same kiwis, 3 servings per day for 8 weeks, helped 118 people lower their blood pressure numbers. And if you want to look deeper into this study yourself, the study is from the Blood Pressure Journal from 2015. I know that the study was done in 2009, 2010, but I guess they must have reprinted it or added something to it in 2015. But the study is called The Effect of Kiwi Fruit Consumption on Blood Pressure in Subjects with Moderately Elevated Blood Pressure. So understanding that there's tons of different scientific studies out there that shows and tells you how or what foods you can consume to help you on your journey to correcting your blood pressure. And one of the things that we have to understand, this study here, individuals were instructed not to exercise, not to eat anything else healthy, not to change or deviate from their lifestyle at all. They were told to just eat these health promoting foods. So understand this. If you're someone that's working to get control of your blood pressure problem and you add 3 servings of fresh kiwi to your diet every day, this is going to allow you to gradually get better. And now you start moving your body more. Now you start sleeping better, start doing other health promoting things. This is going to give you a compound effect that's going to help you lower your blood pressure a lot more, and it's going to happen a lot faster, and you're going to be moving in a health promoting direction. So understanding that when it comes down to high blood pressure, this isn't just about your dietary habits, because blood pressure issues are so much bigger. But understanding what to do and the different tactics and strategies to apply in these different areas is going to be how you get to the root cause of your blood pressure issue. And in my book, The High Blood Pressure Cookbook, I have a complete breakdown of understanding the nutritional strategies, all those essential foods that you can consume that's going to give you the potassium, the magnesium, the calcium, the sodium, the zinc, all those things that you need to understand and help you better regulate your blood pressure. There's over 55 different recipes, as well as different tactics and strategies that you can apply to your lifestyle to help you better understand the nutritional approach, as well as the high blood pressure breakdown book itself. This provides you with an understanding of your lifestyle, understanding the prerequisites of life, understanding your stress levels, your sleeping habits, your relationships, as well as your nutrition and fasting, because all of these things come together. And the better you understand your lifestyle, the better you'll be able to get to the root cause of the blood pressure issue. Now, the next thing that we have to understand when it comes down to this type of study is how to consume or how to take care of these different fruits that we're adding to our diet. Because, okay, some people may not be familiar with kiwis, or you might not even like them, but you want to give it a try. So understanding what to do, how to take care of them is going to be a big part of it. Me personally, I like kiwis. I don't really care for the skin too much, but I'll eat it. In the study, they did consume the skins of it, but I don't think that I have too much of a big difference of it, although the skin does contain nutrients and things like that. So when it comes down to kiwi, when you typically get them, they're nice and firm. They're nice and firm, and the way you know that they're ready is when you start to press on them, they start to give a little bit. They start to squeeze in a little bit. This is how you know that they're ready. And the best place to store them is going to be like on the counter. Just sit your kiwis on the counter just like that, because kiwis let off a gas. And this type of gas that they let off, they could cause other fruits to ripen a lot faster. Your avocados, your bananas, your apples, they all start to ripen faster if you keep them together. So putting them on the counter is going to be important. And typically they can last up to 7 days sitting on the counter, and then they'll be really, really ripe. Now, if they're sitting on the counter and they don't ripen as fast, or they ripen too fast, don't worry. The next thing you can do is take a Ziploc bag, put them all inside of the bag, and put them in that crisper drawer inside of your refrigerator. Put it inside that bottom drawer, and that'll give you another 7 days with fresh, ripe kiwis. So you don't have to worry about throwing them away or just losing them in general. You get another 7 days in the crisper. Now, let's say they sit there and then you forget about them again, and you're like, dang, okay, what I'm gonna do now? Take that same bag, throw them in the freezer. Simple as that. You throw them in the freezer, they're gonna freeze, and this is gonna allow you to utilize them in smoothies and different other frozen things that you might wanna prepare. But understanding that there's a lot of different options that you can use to help you just take care of them and preserve them through this whole process. Everyone that was in this study, they ate them in their whole form. So some people might want to have them in the smoothie to get part of this, to get some of these benefits. But the study definitely showed that they consumed them as a whole food. So according to the University of Oslo, the direct effect of kiwi on high blood pressure, if you want to lower your blood pressure, one of the main strategies you can do is consume 3 servings of fresh kiwis per day. And this will allow for you to get some great results when it comes down to your systolic and diastolic blood pressure. So with that being said, my high blood pressure cookbook is available, as well as my high blood pressure breakdown. You can simply click the link in my bio or go to kellengalding.com to purchase the books. And I'll make sure that I show up again with more great studies to help you understand what you could do to get to the root cause of your blood pressure issues. So peace and blessings, and take care.